Well, we've had several elections in this country, but the funny thing to me, we've never seen Nigerians in the diaspora show interest like this in this forthcoming election. But to join us extra the next segment on the show is Dr. Sakwanwa Agbons. He's a global affairs analyst, global public affairs analyst residing in UK, and he's joining us right now via Zoom to look at the interests of Nigerians in diaspora and matters arising as we approach the polls next month. Good morning, Dr. Tony.
Yeah, good morning, Dan. How is Benin City, the cradle of black civilization?
Of course, the ancient city of Benin Kingdom is cool and calm this beautiful morning. How are you doing over there in UK?
Yeah, I'm good, except for the freezing cold, but we are soldiering on.
Okay, we just came out of cold. Now we are quickly going into the heat season. But that's on the other side. Let's now go straight into our discussion, Dr. Tony. The elections is right staring at us, and 25th of next month we'll be jumping into the polls. Do you think Nigerians in the diaspora have what it takes to change the face of the 2023 general elections?
Thank you very much, and I want to say a very happy new year to all our people in Edo State. Wahia Selugbe. Thank you for that very good question. And indeed, and this is my straightforward answer, Nigerians in the diaspora, we are major stakeholders in the Nigerian project, and I tell you that we are pushing, and making sure that a new Nigeria that we desire come to pass. And in the course of this discussion, I'm going to be, giving out some information that really show what the Nigerian diaspora has been doing over the years. And that makes us real stakeholders when it comes to the affairs of Nigeria.
Okay, let's just quickly just dive straight into some of those things you think Nigerians in diasporas are doing to ensure that we have a good election next month. Let's just quickly take that before we go straight to the next question.
All right, thank you very much. First of all, let me just give some figures. Like I told you the last time I was here, I work with figures. I like working with data because they are empirical evidence, when you use figures and data. At the moment, Nigerian population is estimated to be about 200 million thereabout. That is our population, according to the NPC, Nigerian Population Commission. Then, if you check with the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, it is estimated that the number of diasporans, Nigerians who live outside Nigeria, both in Africa and in Europe, America, Asia, and all over the world, is officially 17 million. So, and as a research person, if you extrapolate that, we could say it is even more than 17 million, but that is what we have on the official papers. And then when you look at this 17 million, and then you look at the huge level of remittances, I'm talking of direct funding that comes to
the federal government coffers.
No, to the Nigerian economy, not to the federal government economy. These are things we refer to them as ripple effects.
Okay.
So if you look at the amount of resources, I'm talking of capital inflow, and I'm going to give you some example. In 2022, this is a report from the World Bank Brave Global Headwinds. $20.9 billion came to Nigeria 2022. Okay? That is what came to Nigeria. Then in 2021, it was $19.5 billion. Now, when you look at the Nigerian budget for 2023, this year we are entering now, it's just about $47.3 billion. So you see that remittances is about half. So apart from oil revenue, the money Nigeria gets from oil, the second highest revenue generator is diaspora remittances. And my brother, let's not deceive ourselves. We have an age-old adage that says, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So if you bring that home, you will see that the Nigerian diaspora, we have a huge role to play. We've all got families. And the truth of the matter is that so long as Nigeria continue to remain in the woods, most of us in the diaspora will continue to feel the pinch because family members, friends, associates, they will keep calling for help. Even though we we have our challenges here, but you have no choice than to send the remittances home. So these are the issues. And then when you leave capital, you come to the human resources. A lot of Nigerian diasporas, citizens, professionals, these are highly skilled individuals. Okay? So those are resources that you cannot even easily quantify in monetary terms.
Okay, well, let's just quickly give out our studio numbers. I would like our viewers to also share their thoughts as we engage Dr. Tony on the show this morning. The number to call is 077-77-0300. I'll take the number again. It will be displayed right here on your screen so that you can also call in to let's take your reaction. And of course, Dr. Tony will be right here to share his thoughts or his views on your reactions. The phone number again is 080-77-77-0300. That's the number to call. It will be displayed right now on your screen. Let's come back now to Dr. Tony. Dr. Tony, now the elections is just a few weeks away. 25th of next month is not too far from now. What shape do you think the election would take next month?
Oh, my brother, we can't wait for that election. A lot of diasporans are coming home, even those that cannot even come. They are voting by proxy, and when I say by proxy, they are talking to family members. I've done that already. So it's going to be this election. I was listening to your two guests before I came on the show a while ago. This election, and I agree with most of the things they said, is a watershed. We cannot afford to miss, putting in the right people at all levels of governance in Nigeria in this election. So the time we used to say it does not concern me, people were not interested in politics, that time is gone. I was one of those, okay? We all are just chasing our careers, we are doing what we are doing, and then we just leave the political space, for charlatans, for people who do not know their left or their right, running the show. And you remember the word by Plato, he said, good men who allow evil men to rule. So the evil men will always rule them. So I don't want to, sound abusive this morning. Nigeria is the only country in the world where the worst of us leads the best of us. So you will notice that in this particular election, even from the youth, middle age, the elderly, everybody is coming out. Everyone is interested. Okay. Because, my brother, let me tell you this. This is very, very important. After God, the next most powerful force on the earth is government.
Okay. All right, Dr. Tony, it's like we have someone on the line. Let's just get his reaction. Hello, good morning, caller. Good morning. Yeah, but you must turn down the audio volume on your television set. All right, before you call us on the show, please ensure you turn down the audio volume on your TV set so that we can have a crystal clear conversation this morning. Now, let's come back to Dr. Tony. Dr. Tony, what role or how will Nigerians in diaspora make an impact in the election?
Yeah, I think when you talk of the role Nigerian diaspora will make in the election, that is already being done. If you notice, at the moment, the diaspora they have set up a lot of support groups, political pressure groups, think tanks, strategy teams. I'm in some of these groups. And look, to be honest, even most of these diasporas you see, many of us are not even actual card-carrying members of any of these political parties, whether it's Labour Party, the PDP, APC, SDP, APGA, or whatever. Many are not. But we just believe in good governance. We are apostles of good governance. We advocate for good governance. And we've been playing our role, bringing in our ideas, putting in our funds. So everybody is involved. So we are mobilizing, sensitizing, conscientizing Nigerians. Even during the registration for new voter registration that was done by INEC last year, PVC were involved, sensitizing people, and just doing, very serious advocacy.
So why the sudden wake? Why the sudden clamoring for involvement in the political space of our nation when most of you resides there? Some of you don't even come back home for breaks or holidays. So why the sudden involvement in politics? Why the sudden interest?
That's a very tricky question. Let me tell you, it is not really that we just suddenly woke up. I would say let's for those of us from Edo State, I can speak for Edo State, we were very much involved in the 2019-2020 Edo State governorship election.
Okay.
And many of you were very much involved in that. So, because that was another wake-up call. My brother, there is time for everything. I just believe that this is the time. Because we cannot keep talking about what has gone past. So, this is the time. And to be honest, things have never been this bad. You know, things have never been this bad. And the question is, when you just look at Nigeria, 2015 and now, and you look at all the indices, all the economic parameters, all the social index, you will just see that, you know, we are just dipping.
Okay, Dr. Tony, let's just quickly hear from this caller. Hello, good morning. Hello. I said you must turn down the audio volume on your television set. It's very, very important for you to participate on the show this morning. Please ensure you turn down the audio volume on your TV set. Please go on, Doctor.
Yeah, so as I was saying, there's time for everything. So this is the time. Yes, probably we should have done this earlier. Like I told you before, when you just talk of election is coming, everybody said, no, let the politicians do it. That is not my business. Politics is a dirty game. Politics is a dangerous game. And that is why, like I said, charlatans, they took over and they captured the Nigerian state.
Okay.
And at this time, not just the diaspora, even Nigerians at home, everybody has said, enough is enough. And that is why you see the huge attention that this 2023 elections is garnering all over Nigeria.
But the thing is, Dr. Tony, you can't leave UK and come and participate in the election on the 25th of next month.
Says who, Dan? Says who?
So how are you going? You're just lending your voice. Don't you think it might just stop at that?
No, it's not going to stop at that. So many of us, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
For the purpose of this discussion, we can go on in as much as it's not against our ethics.
Yeah, so you cannot just say, oh, because I'm in the UK, and so, like I told you.
You don't have, do you have, okay, now, let's assume you have a PVC, Dr. Tony. Will you travel down and come and participate, come and join?
Yeah, I will travel down.
So how many of you can leave your various countries of residence?
Many of us have got PVC, many diasporas have got PVC, but let's be very practical, but many may not be able to come for the election directly, but we can influence this election indirectly. For instance, I just gave you an example. I have done a survey of my family members, and I've taken my phone and I'm called and said, oh, sister, this election, IB, you go vote so. I mean, they say, Tony, why are you asking me that kind of question? They're the 10 person waiting they happen for Nigeria now. I don't go collect my PVCO. And some of people told me who they are voting for. Even someone that said, look, you don't even need to tell me, but they just tell me.
Okay.
Look, my brother, at the sound of war, nobody is told to run. Nigeria is in a crisis situation, and every hand must be on deck. Okay,
just to let you know that you have to get our app, download it on your phone, and also follow our pages on all socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and of course we're on TikTok. Just follow all our pages, itvradio.ng.com, so that you can be part of our conversation on the go. Let's see who is on the line. If we can take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chukwemeka, and I'm calling from Suloko in Benin City.
All right, Chukwemeka, quickly go ahead and share your thoughts on the show.
I just want to contribute to the question you asked you. You said why are they interested in Nigeria? One thing I want you to understand is that Nigeria is their home. And finally, no matter how well they think over there, they are regarded as second citizens.
So ask your question, ask your question, Chukwemeka.
Ask the question, I'm contributing.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
contributing to the question you asked him.
Okay.
You said, what sudden interest of the diaspora
Absolutely.
in Nigerian politics? So I'm not saying that they are Nigerians, and no matter how well they are over there, they are not citizens of that country. Even if they take citizenship, they are regarded as second-class citizens. That's nothing as best as being in your home and being better in your home. And there's nothing as best as being that, knowing that your people back home where you come from are well. If they are rich over there and the people here are poor, they are also poor.
Okay.
Because the people here will depend on them.
Okay.
Which means that source draining. And it's also frustrating.
Okay.
So that is it. So as reasonable people, what they have to do is to make sure that the home is good, so that they will be settled and easy there.
Okay.
That is it.
All right. Thank you so much, Chukwuemeka, for finding that time to join us. Now, Dr. Tony, it could be that after the elections, many Nigerians in the diaspora will be coming back to the country to join us here.
Well, absolutely. I know a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora, especially here in the UK and even those in America and a lot in Europe, and they are saying, because the truth of the matter is that whichever way you look at it, people keep saying, oh, why did you leave at first and all that, but that is not really the issue.
Okay, from what Chukwu...
East or west.
Okay. All right, from what Chukwuemeka said a while ago, he said some of you are second-class citizens in your various countries of residence. Could that be the reason why a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora are clamoring for good government so that they can find their way back home?
I wouldn't say necessarily. The truth of the matter is that once you leave your country of origin and you go to another place, you can never really be like those who own the country, no matter how nice they may be to you. That is very, very true. But I think the essence of this whole diaspora movement, looking and pushing for a new Nigeria is to make sure that at least Nigerians will also enjoy the good life. What we have seen in Nigeria is that because of the pains, the agony that Nigeria has been subjected to in the last few years, not just even in this current government, in the government before now, or just that this current government have made it really worse, is the fact that only a few people in Nigeria are happy. And the few that are happy in Nigeria, they are just about 0.001%. Just a few.
That's a very poor aggregate, if you ask me.
Very poor start there. Few politicians, people who are politically exposed, and their friends and families and associates and hangers, they are the ones that are happy. Majority of Nigerians are poor. And you saw the figures that was released by the government agency, the National Bureau of Statistics. 133 million Nigerians out of 200 million are in multi-dimensional poverty. Let me break it down.
Okay.
What this means is that they have no access to education, they have no access to good health, no access to good transport, no access to potable water, no access to electricity. We can go on and on, Dan.
So what kind of president should we look out for? What kind of president should Nigerians look out for in forthcoming elections? What are the qualities?
At this time, we need, I will just summarize it in one word, we need a transformational president. It's not a transactional president. And that is why many of us in the diaspora, like everybody knows, we are obediently useful. Because we have looked at, let's put partisanship aside, even among those who are in the maybe PDP, APC, whatever political party they may belong to. We have looked at all the candidates, especially the four frontline candidates. Talking of Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, Mr. Peter Obi, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Atiku Abubakar. We have looked at them, we have x-rayed them, we have scanned them, and then we have checked. And most of us in the diaspora will tell you, 99% of Nigerians in diaspora, they are rooting for.
How accurate is that figure? Because we've seen the major candidates or some of the candidates appear in Chatham House over time, and after their engagement in Chatham House, they still find a way of having meetings with interest group in diaspora, and they have people coming out in that fora. So how are we going to just conclude that we have close to 90-point-something%, like you just said, being in the obedient camp? Is that correct?
Yes. Look, this is politics and it's democracy. There's no way everybody will just be looking one way or another. But we all know where the pendulum is swinging. Let's not deceive ourselves. We all know who has the momentum. We all know who has the organic support. Look, my brother, I live here in the UK and I know a lot of undercurrent that happens. One of the presidential candidates, I'm talking of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, he was here in the UK recently to hold some meetings with with UK trade officials. And I must say this is not to sound arrogant or boastful. A lot of us who were contacted, we didn't bother to attend any meeting. We didn't. So I know what I'm saying. Like I said, there are certain things you cannot say publicly on air.
Absolutely.
But because we are privy to a lot of information and all that. So the point I want to make is that we have looked at the frontline candidates. We have looked at their track record. We have looked at the baggages they are carrying. And there is one among them, that is Mr. Peter Obi, who has the lesser baggage. And I always tell people, none of us, we are not under the illusion that Peter Obi is a saint. Nobody is a saint. Even in the Catholic Church, people don't become saints until even after they die. Okay? So he's not a saint, but when you look at his antecedents and what he has done as governor in Anambra State for 8 years, his prudent management of the resources of that state, he even left a lot of money behind. He was not wasteful, very frugal, and we just look, and then you look at the ideas, saying that now we are all complaining, our foreign exchange and the naira is over 900 pounds to one pound now is over 900 naira, the dollar is over 800 and all that. And people look at it, what is the reason for all this? It's because we are not producing.
All right, now, it seems like the youths just woke up now to realities, and they seem to be very, very interested in our political space. Quickly, as we begin to wrap up, what's your advice to Nigerian youth as we move to the election? Because most times in most elections in the past, we've seen situations whereby on the elections day, which happens to be weekend most times, you see them just stay at home, they just slaughter at home without doing nothing. What's your advice to them?
Yeah, I agree with you. Dan, I agree with you. The youths have really woken up. They have woken up from their dream and slumber, and kudos to the Nigerian youth. Like you saw with the figures that INEC released, in the register, those that have registered, the youths from age 18 to 34, they're about 37 million, over 37 million. And then if you look at the other age group, those from the age of 35 to 49, they're about, 33, 34 million, which is, if you add both together, that age bracket is over 75% of the total 93.4 million that have registered to vote in this election. Okay. And you can see the youth, they are mobilizing, so they have really woken up because the country actually belongs to the youth. They are the productive age, and I really want to congratulate the Nigerian youth.
So what's your advice?
I want to urge as many of them who are here to collect their PVC, despite all the delays and the frustration from the electoral body, and to bear it, be patient, make sure you collect your PVC, and then vent your anger at the ballot box come February 25, 2023.
Okay, I'm going to take that as your final take on the show, because I'm afraid I'm going to let you go now. Vent your anger on the ballot box come 25th of next month. Dr. Tony Agbons is a global analyst, and he's joining us live from United Kingdom, UK. He's a lecturer with a university there, and of course his heart is at home. Thank you so much, Dr. Tony, for finding time to join us on the show.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
All right, do have yourself a wonderful day ahead.
Have a great day, Dan.
All right, thank you. Okay, now we'll continue the show, but we'll just take a break. I'll come back so that we'll take the final lap on TMI Thursday morning edition. You don't go nowhere.